Hi. Every forecasting model starts with creation of a forecast for your existing customers, and then you build on how many new customers you need to acquire in order to satisfy your goal as well as achieve the goal. So in this video we'll be going through exactly how we should be building a cohort based model to predict the returning customer rate as well as returning customer revenue from your existing customers. This is a pretty simple step. It's just a 3 to 4 steps process. So let's get into it. First, you'll have to go into your Shopify, go into analytics. In the right side, you'll have a cohort report. Download it. After that, after downloading, you'll have something like this in your cohort report. Just create a pivot table by selecting all the columns. Just you can create a pivot table. I've already created one, and then cohort by data, which is date, and then you can cohort by the column volume. I can show you how it is being set. So customer cohort period becomes your row, and then columns become your period since first purchase, and value becomes your average order value of the customer. The same can be repeated across other things also, which is the customer itself, the total number of customers, your total sales, your total orders, average units or number of orders per transaction, customer retention, which is your percentage. This is basically in percentage. So once this is done, I've just rearranged the columns. For example, in this customer cohort period, I've just copied it here, and in the pivot table, the total is here, which has been added over here. This is a cohort period. This pivot table is from AOV. So if I were to show you AOV, it's here. We'll be going through the customer cohort period format. So after you introduce all the variables and create a pivot table, you'll be presented with these values. All the silver values are actually calculated. We'll go through the calculation right now. Once you know all these values, and you'll have to also create a pivot table for a percentage, which is your customer retention. So the columns will be customer cohort period, your period since first purchase, and customer retention. Make sure you make it into percentage and then create a pivot table. So here is a pivot table. So in order to calculate for the first, that's 10th of October, the number of people you have acquired. This is the number of people you have acquired in that month, and this second number is the number of people who you acquired in that month but also returned in December, which is their first month of return. It's named as 0, but it's actually first month of return. Then number of people you acquired in November, but they also returned in not the same, but any of the people who have also returned in December. 611 people returned in December. That's almost 4.21%. So like this you need to create. After this, these all values will be blank. So here is the formula for it. You multiply the cohort data of that, the row wise, and multiply the average retention of that month. So for the second month, the number is 1, which means the 0 month. It starts from month 0, so essentially it's the second month, and the average of the second month before you enter this value. So 263 to 611 create an average, which is nothing but 3.22. So just multiply that number, and you will be presented with a number which is your existing customer who are most likely to return. Now coming to this part, which is once again you multiply cohort period as well as your average customer return from the top to here. You will only be using data which is already calculated. You will not be using the data which you will be creating here. You cannot take an average of this. You need to take an average of the data which is already available. The same can be repeated across all the things and can be calculated for 11 months. So once this is done, you already know the average order value which you can calculate, which is very similar. And then once you know the average order value part, you can calculate multiply the number of customers into the average order value of the respective month, and you will know exactly from this cohort of people what's the revenue I am going to get. The same can be multiplied for all the customers of that month, and then you will know exactly how many customers with existing revenue will be calculated. So this is how you create a cohort based existing customer model. If you also want to know how to calculate the LTV part without any tools, nothing, just basic Excel, let me know in the comments. I'll create a video on it. Thank you.